Alright, without any further ado, what we are seeing here on the screen is GBPNZD, and this is actually a 45 minutes time frame. So here on this 45 minutes time frame, I can already see that we had that pullback from the market, and we always know that pullbacks in the market indicates that the market is getting ready for that push, aggressive push, or let me just say impulsive push to the downside, because this is obviously a continuation pattern to the downside. But we can never conclude on this pattern that we are seeing here on this smaller time frame without confirming first on bigger time frames where the market is more likely to go, So we have to go on to that bigger time frame just to confirm or to get a clear view on where the market is more likely to go in the near future, so that we can come back on this smaller time frame and conclude on this pattern, whether this pattern is valid or not. So if I can just go on to the weekly time frame, this is the weekly. So here on the weekly, I can already see with my naked eyes that we had that impulse right there, right? So what happens in the market is that after this long push or after this long movement, the market will always consolidate, or the market will always create a pattern to indicate a continuation movement to the downside or to the upside, So what I can already see from this market is that we had that pattern which been created after that long movement. So to me, I can already see that we have a pattern right here. But what I have to do first on this weekly is to mark my highs, which in this case it is that level right there. So that will be my resistant level, and that will be my support, right? So this is how the market moves, right? The market, this is how the market has been moving. The market moved from resistance to support, and from support to resistance, and now we are starting to see the market pushing back to support, right? So in this case, I can already see that my resistance level right there is being supported by this structure right here, which in this case is an ascending structure. So we already have that first touch, second touch, third touch, right? And we already have first touch, second touch, and our third touch, which has already been broken by the market, right? That is why I am so confident in to say that we might see the market push all the way to the downside, right? But there is a little bit of information which has been created by the market right here. We can see that the market has tried to push the downside, but obviously respected this point right here. And the reason why the market respected this point here is because I can already see again that this might be a head and shoulder structure type of pattern, right? Because I can already see that this might be our left shoulder, and this might just be our head, and this might just be our right shoulder, right? So this is what I'm seeing on GBPNZD. So this obviously would be our neckline, right? So this will obviously be our neckline, of which in this case this neckline probably is not yet broken, right? So we might start seeing the market push to the downside to break this neckline on this coming week, right? After the market breaks this neckline, we might just start seeing the market push all the way to the downside to complete the 90% rule of this structure, right? But without any further ado, let's just scale it down to the lower time frame just to see clearly what is happening on the current market, so if I can just scale it down to the 4 hours time frame, so here on the 4 hours time frame, I can already see that okay, the market has been moving previously right here impulsively to the upside, and what I can see from this market is that this is a head and shoulders pattern, right? So head and shoulders pattern indicates a reversal in the market, right? So here I can already see that we had that left shoulder, and then we had our head right there, and then this was probably our right shoulder, right? So the market obviously broke this structure. The market obviously broke this structure, right? The market obviously broke the structure. Sorry about that. The market already has already broken this structure, and now we can see the market went back to test this neckline, right, in a form of a pattern. So we can now conclude on this pair that we can see that this is some sort of a selling structure. This is a continuation pattern to the downside. So the market is indicating to us that okay, it is getting ready for that push to the downside, because we had this pullback, of which this pullback was just going back to retest the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern, right? So we already have those first touch, second touch, third touches of the resistant trend line, and now we have broken the support trend line, right? So now I can see that the market has already broken this level, and now the market went back to test these levels, right? The market went back to test these levels. Sorry about that. The market went back to test these levels. So if I can just scale it down to the 1 hour, maybe we can see clearly that retest that is now happening on this market. So we might just start seeing the market pushed all the way to the downside, because the market is obviously done retesting the trend line, right? So we can now conclude to say that this is a selling market. We might just start seeing the market push aggressively to the downside on this upcoming week, so yeah, if I can just go back onto the weekly, we already saw the overall movement of this pair, we already saw where this market is more likely to push. This is a selling market. We are looking for sales in this market. We cannot be looking for buys, because we can see clearly on this bigger time frame and on that 4 hours time frame where the market is more likely to go in these upcoming weeks.